and I saw the youngins run a couple times this year, and it's tremendous watching them run and rooting. But it takes a good coach to work with them to get the best out of the talent. And my first impression of Coach Bartley was at CMS, and it was incredible to watch what he was doing with the CMS team. That was 5.5 years ago, and it's paid off now. So thank you for doing it. Appreciate that. So I had the opportunity this past summer. Our past fall to go to China to look at education both for us and see what they're doing in China, what we can bring back from us. China right now is one of the leading educators in the world. We went to Beijing and Shanghai, an opportunity to see kids and educators. System quite a bit different than ours, but we did get a chance on the first day to visit the Forbidden City, which was huge. They have about eight big grounds where all the different palaces are there, and then from there we went to see the Great Wall, which is something again is absolutely amazing. How the wall follows the contour of the land, and you have a hard time walking up. I wasn't worried about walking up. I was worried about rolling down it, because if you trip and fall, you were just going to roll right on down the wall. So it was incredible. But from there, we did meet with the actual Ministry of Education. There was about 7 of us there from different parts of the country to talk about education and see what they do. They take a test to enter 9th grade. They have to pass that test to get into 9th grade. So there's a tremendous amount of pressure on kids to get into the academic part of the of education. From there, we went into some of the provincial areas in Beijing and Shanghai to see what the schools were like. So go ahead, Ms. Bess. I'm going to go through this. In 1950, you can see how many students were being educated, 46 million, and currently today they have over 150 million students that are being educated. Similar problems to us. They have no problem getting teachers in their suburban area, but the West, they have a tremendous problem getting teachers. The difference, though, they pay their rural teachers a lot more than the suburban teachers to get teachers to go there for 3 or 4 years. So it was pretty neat. Again, they have 15 years in education. They start 3 years in early childhood, 6 years in primary, 3 years in middle school, and then after middle school, they take the test to go on to high school. About 10% of their population goes to private school. 60% of those kids pass the test to go on to into an academic high school. The other 30% then go on to a trade school, and the other 10% drop out. Interesting part about it, you saw everybody working, and so that 10% that dropped out are working, and everybody's employed. Students start learning English from grade 3. They were excited to speak with us and spoke very good English. So it was pretty neat to have them included at an early age. They have IT and tech courses. Grade schools integrate with IT. They actually have some of the A1 intelligence with the robots. They have 92% of their schools have internet access. Teachers every 5 years have ongoing credits to maintain quality, and China knows the quality of teachers across the country is not the same. Keep on going. The first one we went to is Beijing Normal School, no, that's a university. I thought it was really interesting that back 50, 60 years ago, all our teacher colleges in the country were called normal schools. And that has changed, and so they still use the normal school. So we had an opportunity to visit there as well to see teacher education that was going on. Keep going, Ms. Best. I want to get to the school part. Keep going, that's all right. All right, the first school we visited was the middle school. We actually had the opportunity to talk with the students to tell us what they liked about the school, what they like to see improved. And so we did have some interpreters there for some of the adults that were there as well. But we found out, I think I know their education is better balanced than ours. They have different classes in art, music, and theater. Every school has artificial turf on the outside, so they place a lot of emphasis also on physical education. They're serious about their studies. A lot of them will come an hour and a half prior to school, or stay an hour and a half afterwards, because they want to pass that test when they're in the 9th grade. And so they'll have clubs during the day. They'll have a club day. I know we talk about at the high school having club days. Reading festival, art festival, sports festival, band, club festival. So very similar to us. The difference I see is they probably have a little bit more better balanced program. 45 different clubs in the school. School's about the size of about 800 kids at the high school, a little bit bigger than ours at the middle school. Class sizes are big, 32 kids per class. However, what the teachers get in lieu of that is they usually only teach in the morning and have the afternoon off, or they teach in the afternoon and have the morning off, so they have longer planning periods to prepare for the lessons, but they have bigger classes. These are some of the clubs. They actually were shooting rockets off while we were there. They came in to analyze the rockets and why they work somewhat different trajectory. Obviously, they have a unique dance program as well. There, they had a couple drones on the left that they were using. Over there, they have fencing on the right. And so here was an art class. It was incredible listening to the teacher in this art class, what they were doing in there, and how they made the little statues as well. They also had a musical instrument that came from the Caribbean, another picture of the dance class. And of course, that's the crew here again. We did go to the elementary school as well. In the elementary school was really neat. They had blocks on the wall where each child told their story of where they were going on down the road. We talk a lot about social emotional learning, and I think there was a lot of social emotional learning there as well. You can see the relationships that they enjoyed. It was interesting. Members of the Communist Party, the students whose parents wore red like scarves around their necks, and it didn't make a difference to the students. They all worked well together. And so I like to say, I'm not going to spend, that's good right now for here. I think the neat thing that I would look at is, can we develop a sister school with China? And so we're currently in the process. What I didn't think about, which was certainly an error on my part, was that it's approximately 12 hours difference. And so to make a sister school would be somebody be getting up early and staying up late. I didn't think of that, but there's still an opportunity even if we partner part-time with them here and there. And so I think it would be a great opportunity for our students to get to see what they're doing, see what we're doing, and also to build some relationships that we certainly can all improve on in the world. They have 4 C's as well: communication, collaboration, critical thinking, creativity, very similar to Virginia. And so it was just an awesome experience to find out wherever kids are in the world, the kids are the same. And I appreciate the board allowing me the opportunity to go. And we continue to explore that. What a great way for us who are in rural Virginia to open up an opportunity for our kids to experience other cultures different ways. I know this, that I've never seen a bigger city than Beijing or Shanghai. I made Chicago look tiny. I bet you they had 300 building scrapers, building whatever they call the big building scrapers out, and you can count them. I mean, that's how much their economy is building. Not like I envisioned communism either. It was pretty free, an opportunity. I think they have a blend of communism and capitalism, so wherever you would go. Very clean, and everybody was working, and all the students were very, very respectful as well. So again, I want to thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.